And just like that, as Bala mentioned, a breath of fresh air. It's Archive 8 TTV here, who's popping off on the chain right there. And man, 34 points at the top here. You got to respect it. This is halfway through the competition. With that being said, all he has to do is continue to engage the way he has. Just take his time.
This player on high ground needs to do something quickly though, because Beef is looking for him. He wants to create some beef in this situation. He's got him very low. Unless he had meds in there and he popped them quickly, even this fall damage might be enough. And there it is, falls straight into Nobu Beef's arms, and C-Plit is out of there.
His confidence at an all-time high, and all he has to do is continue doing what he's doing right now, and he'll be on his way into the top 50.
He's just kind of backing his mechanics so well here. This is reminding me of just, we talk about,
oh my God.
Oh, as I say that though, few shots just go a little bit astray and he only just survives on 7 health. But I was about to say, it's reminding me of those competitive Fortnite moments like King in the World Cup. Just
he's been going every single round, breaking away, getting points and points. So I don't know what side you want to be on. The guy that has the confidence in his pocket or the one that has the victory. Either way, Miro doesn't care. You can see here the confidence is going to win every single time. He stomps right through Tricka. That's going to be the come up, the frag that he needs. I love it when
I just want to
pros are so
go back
cautious.
to that point as well of the opens, right? Like the fact that, like you said, he can make something out of this. We have so many tournaments right now that are all starting in open divisions, so any of these players can just make a name for themselves and just blow up and kind of make this a career for themselves too. There are so many tournaments. We have the third-party tournaments with Booger now. We had a stacked solos tournament just the other day. Oh my gosh, Grazka taking down Lakura. Talking about open lobbies in the new Fortnite, we have Grazka here, very old Fortnite, still proving that he has what it takes.
That's going to be some nice tags. Crash pads are going to come out. That player's on the run. Oh, he's in a bad situation. And look at that. Picks up a free one from Davey. Now decision to jump in for the loot. Yeah, he wants to get this. This is free loot here, essentially.
Yeah, it's not much he really needs from it, but an extra 30 builds is 30 builds. He may as well take it. Looks like Rihan is not going to try and go above, and I hope Rihan identifies possibly that refresh is up there. Here's Jake disengage and see if he wants any of it, because there's going to be a lot of stuff left over up there for him to get a refresh, as we now see Edgy. I'm seeing Brew go very aggressive on a lot of these players. I swear, every time we're looking at someone who is that kind of competitive...
Hold up, he's still holding that edit. That is so risky for him to do here. Not even breaking the crash pad. Finally, he does break the crash pad. Edgy is looking like he's going to go for it again. Yes, trying to get inside the box. It's not going to work, though. And all of a sudden now, Brew finds the shot that he needs. That's White, so you know he's confident. You know he's feeling it here now. Yes, and of course, the pressure comes in. Beef is the one who's going to be able to conclude it with 4 frags now. 4 massive frags. So he steps in late into this entire situation here, and he's trying to conclude this entire battle to see if he can get the 2-piece right now. And no, he bites off more than he can chew here.
Yeah, that's Beef was the player we saw obviously over near Craggy taking that fight where he knocked the player out. So he's just been kind of getting his limbs on the way through, but he just...
We'll see though, as I think we have a pretty fair split now. Riverson decides it's time to jump in. Okay,
I was waiting to see how long. Like, that is such a tantalizing little refresh. There it is. Taki tries to go aggressive on Riversan once he jumps back down, and Riversan gets it. It's just, I was wondering how long. Riversan is a smart defensive player. He has been in competitive Fortnite for so long, but I was wondering how long it was going to take for him just having that free elimination just dangled in front of his face before he went for it. And I'm happy he did. He gets that refresh, and now he's looking even better going into the end game. But the zone has shown itself, and it doesn't favor Riversan. Luckily, he has that launch pad because he's probably going to have to use it here.
That's right. Now he has the tools to cross. We'll see what he decides to go with. On the other side of things, though, Kanata, who's at 25 points. He's been middling in the competition. We've seen him make all the way through to endgame. That first one specifically, as I recall, he takes out Scoped, which is massive for him. And then I remember him falling, delivering all the loot to Clicks in the game right after that. So now that we're tuned back in, we're dialed back in, let's see. How is it that Kanata had so much material that he was able to deliver before when he fell to Clicks? I mean, this is why these crash pad rotates are so good. See that he's invested in cutting across nice and early as well, not waiting on the back portion of the storm line. He can take advantage of this situation now, though. He can continue to look for frags. This here, the prime opportunity to do so. Fresh builds right in front of him as well. I think he's thinking about doing the crash pad in. No, instead he sets up the ramp, and he actually takes the wall through the distraction. Oh my gosh.
Riverson. hello, headphones, audio, what's going on, Riversan? He just did not notice. I mean, I've seen Stretch abusing this a lot. Kanata maybe picking up the same thing, going for the walls and trying to aggressively push on a player near you while they're taking AR shots, because the audio is just, they've got so many shots they're firing in their ear, they can't hear the player coming in behind them, and he gets in and gets that elimination. And it's so much more important, I touched on it a lot, when you get the refresh next to you, you get the materials, right? If you get someone out of the sky, yeah, that's 1 point, but you don't get anything from it. If you get the elimination next to you, it's 1 point, and maybe this is why you touched on it then. How is Kanata going into endgame so healthy? It's because of this. He's getting those eliminations where he can actually get the refresh off it.
And it's crazy because, you know, this early into the end game, you don't typically see people get overwhelmed with the, you know, the sensory sound overload. That was just because Riverson was too focused on firing shots that he let his guard down. And just like that, his run is over. One simple mistake was the grave error. Cease, on the other hand, though, 33 points, has been so consistent all the way throughout this course so far. I mean, we're deep into this 4th game now, so we're well past the halfway mark. Big names that I'm still seeing alive. Miro still in it. Daxter still in it. Skittles as well. Okay, though, Cease, big decision to make. Rotates right through an enemy. Oh my gosh. He's going to launch pad out instead.
That 1 second delay, right? He looked, am I going to go out this wall? And then that 1 second later, someone gets eliminated out there. Nope, I'm going this way. Just that extra delay to just get all the information he can, showing why Cease is one of the best and has been one of the best competitive players out of NAE for so long. Obviously signed to 100 Thieves, had a massive performance in Duo World Cup with his teammate Elevate. Can he make a name for himself in this solo tournament today, as we have Bucky, another World Cup qualifier, getting an elimination onto Grazka? We're just seeing just so many highlighted names going down here, and we're getting closer to those big placement points as Kanata gets another elimination. But Cease prioritizing that ultimate low, getting to front side of zone so that he is the furthest into zone. He has that authority grapple gun to use as well, and he gets another elimination. Nico, who we saw very high up there, now having 2 games in a row where he's struggling just a little bit.
That's so huge. And I also saw Miro fall to Skittles as well in the feed. And let's not forget, Cease only had 4 eliminations, so he's already about, you know, a third of the way up here now with 2 elims in this game in its own. So that averages him out to 6. He's got 30 plus points off of placement alone, playing passive, playing smart, and being great with the rotates. Now into another box though, showing that he can get in. It's going to be a 100 tag. It's Gabe who's going to fall there, and Gabe was in top 10 as well. So another massive elimination for Cease, absolutely clawing his way through top 10.
100 Thieves onto Liquid there. Gabe going down. Cease again just going to this front side, just using, you can see his tactic is very clearly use the grappler, get to front side, hold a player, then go again. He just keeps prioritizing that zone. He has 3 chug splashes left. He's probably going to go through all of them here to heal himself up. Now going to try and see if he can find another elimination. This doesn't need the refresh though. Player in front of him can't take the wall. That player is on that floor in that cone. This player trying to hold the he drops him in. Cease doesn't need this, but he's trying to go for it. This might be where he bites off a bit more than he can chew as we're breaking into top 20 almost. The player disengages. Cease doesn't get punished too hard for that, but no, player next to him wrapping around with that charged shotgun with the nice right hand peek. Can he break this player out and place the cone? He does. Player falls on the clone. Niddle can't do anything as P-God falls in the feed as well.
He is making it look so easy right now. The wall control, the grabbing, and just like that, exercising that nice little bit of caution that we know Cease can do. He's playing for the placement points. You can tell just right there. Although he coned the player, he could have taken that opportunity to take the fight, but no, minimizing risk and instead inching his way out. With the RPG now, though, he's got a winning formula. Exactly. He can continue to do massive damage here. It's Daxter, though, who's going to catch Rokane on this backside, and now the crash pads are flurrying in, and it's not going to be enough. It's going to be Bucky who seizes advantage of all the destruction he's causing, and now Bucky has the RPG to devastate high ground or low ground. It's his decision to make.
It is. Bucky went down on spawn last game of Frenzy. Now he's proving that he came back with it with a strong mental. He didn't pick up the grappler though. I was going to mention how important that grapple gun is to counter that shockwave. You get knocked down in the storm, you can come back, but Bucky doesn't want to come back from anything. He wants to go forward. He wants to get in. Takes down Polarize. We're in a top 5 situation. Every player that goes down here, they're going to gain a placement point, which is huge with how close this leaderboard is. Bucky using those rockets, like you said, showing why he prioritized the rockets over that grappler gun. Dubs in this lobby. We have Bucky, we have Day, and we have Kanata. We have so many huge names. This Kanata's on the high ground with that shockwave launcher. Are we going to see a repeat? Are we going to see the shockwave launcher come into clutch, or is he going to possibly throw this one now as Bucky gets another elimination? It is Kanata versus Dubs versus Bucky. We have TSM versus FaZe versus BBG, 3 of the biggest names in the business, and Bucky's on this low ground trying to see what he can do. We've seen those crash pads utilized to take that high ground off the shockwave launcher and get that advantage. He's placing all the builds. He's had these refreshes on the low ground to get those materials back that Kanata does not have on the high ground. We see a player dropping back. Are we going to get another heal off? Is NA this adept to the heal off? No, it's going to break down here. Dubs goes to the shots too as well. We see on the right side Kanata on that high ground, toe-to-toe with Dubs. Shotgun's out, but Bucky jumps back with the rocket. He finds his way through, and Bucky wins it. He jumps out into Storm and uses the rockets to fire back in and somehow clutches the dub. He takes down his trio mate Kanata to win the game.
Is Archive still holding down that spot? It is in fact him, but right behind him, Cease. Look at that, tiebreakers of 42 points. Now Archive is a step ahead thanks to his eliminations, but as we move down, we see Kanata there. That last placement as well as Bucky, it's holding down third and fourth.